Yeah, exams really stress me out.
Exams.
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 Farmers. Kryptonite.
A lot of preparation was helpful.
Don't try to do everything. Make sure that you learn core material and you learn it properly. What's a good test of have you learned it properly? Can you explain it to somebody else?
There's not much guidance as to what we have to do at the hospital.
You have a lot more responsibility, you see a lot more patients, you're confronted by a whole lot more, and you're spoon-fed a lot less.
I just get quite stressed out when doctors ask you questions in front of a lot of people and I don't know the answers.
So coming from bedside, being thrown straight into a clinical environment was very stressful.
I get stressed out that all my shirts are blue and my teams don't think I wash.
I get stressed out that I haven't worn shorts in about 2.5 years.
I get stressed out that babies are super slippery and that I'm going to drop one.
I learnt to ask senior students. They try and go through an examination with you. We used to go around in little groups, as you no doubt do, little groups of 2 or 3 of you. The doctor interviewing the patient, somebody's observing their clinical skills and somebody's observing their communication skills. So you really break up the observer role and get out the ICE examination criteria so that you get a picture about how the examiners think.
Remember that you are also a future doctor. You have a right to train in the hospital and the hospital needs you. You know, doctors need you. We need to train you well so that you can become a good doctor and a colleague of the future. Be present on rounds, listen, engage, and ask questions.
Research is so self-directed. You're the one doing the work and you're the one who's ultimately responsible for what happens with your year. So definitely stay on top of things from the start of the year and work consistently. We all know it, we all know that we're supposed to do it, but it's so much easier to say than do. But just do it!
And if the worst thing that happens to you while you're at med school is you have to do another assignment or sit an exam again or something, like it's really not too bad. And a lot of other people have done it before.
Well, I failed my first anatomy exam, which was very shocking to me. I guess, like all of you, I was used to coming pretty much top of everything at school without, I have to admit, a huge amount of work. I actually burst into tears and thought, this is it, you know, I can't do medicine. I was tutoring this doctor's daughter in maths, and at the end he said, how are you going? And I said, oh, I failed my anatomy exam, and he happened to be a urologist. And he said to me, I failed my first anatomy exam, and here I am, I'm a surgeon. So my advice is, yes, be devastated, and then go and ask lots of people what their study techniques are. Try and find one that works for you, or try to figure what it is that's made you fail. So it may have been not technique, it might be there's just too much going on in your life. And then I'd even seek out somebody proper to discuss that with, say, Uta, or one of the doctors at the health service, or one of the counsellors, and actually try to workshop how can you solve this particular problem.
Something that works for me is to take a pragmatic approach to stress and see it as either fixable or non-fixable. So for things that can be fixed, I put energy into working out a solution or working on the problem. And for things that aren't fixable, I know it's okay to be upset and that there are people who can help, but at the same time not to let myself be paralysed by that stress, and instead look towards the future and use it as a learning experience to make me stronger.
You might have high expectations of yourself, but then there's always highs and lows. You may win, but you may also lose. But it's really important not only to remember the big wins, but also remember the small wins. For example, I failed to put in 3 cannulas today, but then I managed to do 1 ABG today, and I'm just like, yes!
Sometimes when I'm stressed, I like to punch Dad in the face.
But I bruise easily.
Exams are stressful, but at the end of the day, everyone pretty much gets through them.
Exams aren't the be all and end all, you know? Like, we all put a lot of pressure on ourselves, I think, but you end up doing what you want to do in the end. And I think it's a shame if you sort of miss all the fun that you can have along the way.
No matter how you do in your exams, it does not make you any less of a good person or of a worthy future medical practitioner.
It is absolutely clear that people who are superb clinicians, loved by their patients, are most commonly not the highest academic achievers. You can be good
when you work out what it is you want to be good at. And you may not know that until much later in your program or even early in your post-medical degree training.